The moment you've been waiting for, people. That's right. The self-indulgent portion of Fine Music. Episode 179 is mine. And I don't usually get to rhyme when I say that. But I'm going to talk about, not so much of a fine today, just to be different. I could always throw in some prog bands, but I'm not going to do it. Because this is that annual time when you can vote for who you want to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It's not a wide open vote. They have a list. So I want to share first the list. And here goes. So these are the nominees. I'm getting pop-ups. I play Wordle. I'll get that out there. Now I'm freaking out. Now the screen freaks out. Well, okay, so maybe I can zoom in. There we go. That took away the problem. I'm flashing now, but it took away the problem. So these are the 14 nominees. Now, that doesn't mean they're all getting in. Usually it's like anywhere between 5 to 8 get in. And you can only vote for 5. And of course, the voting is just a small fraction of the actual voting. Whoever does the voting for this thing, the fans only have a small say. But they do seem to respect the fans somewhat. And you can vote every day, not more than once a day, but you can vote every day until they close it. I believe that's the end of March when they close it. So you can pick your 5. And I think I have a screen share to show you how that would go. Yeah. But to change my share, I have to stop this share. Now, here's the website. I'll put that up real quick here. Really easy website to remember. It's rockhall.com. And if you want to vote, just hit the red button. And I've already voted for today. But you have to log in to submit. I use my Facebook. And then you just click on the pictures of your faves, your 5 faves. It's that easy. And then you submit it. And it even asks you, are you sure? Or you have to click a second time. Which brings me to what you get after you vote. And that is they show you, who's leading. So I've got the tally here because I just voted. Let me bring that up. Yeah, here's the leaderboard. Hey. Okay, let me get rid of that. I have a couple too many pop-ups here. All right. That's the leaderboard. Share it, sir. All right. Who's in first place right now, Cindy Lauper? That's your top 5 right now. Warren Zevon's looking like he's going to get in this year.
Right.
Yeah, he's probably a shoo-in. Willie Nelson probably as well, now that country has staked its claim with Dolly Parton. But you look at the ones bubbling under. Some surprises there, right? Kay Bush is lagging despite her Stranger Things fame. And lagging even more than that are some of my old school faves like the Spinners. Oh, well, I don't know if they'll ever get in, but that brings me up to my final sharing for this episode. And that is I have made a list of some acts that have not even been nominated or just haven't been voted for. And I thought you might find it interesting. Everybody's doing that on YouTube nowadays. They put up the snub list, right? So
Yeah.
So here's my snub list. Let's see, where is that snub list? There it is. And I tried to be inclusive of more than just what I like. So here's a deck of cards, 52 acts not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, also known as the Rarehoff. And probably very notably the B-52s, not in. Blood, Sweat, and Tears is probably one of the oldest acts here that's not in. They were innovators, right? With that horn sound. Chicago followed them.
Mm-hmm.
Blue Oyster Cult. I think you might have heard about them today. They're deserving, to say the least. Cowbell Alone, come on. And who else? I'm a progger, so all the prog ones pop out at me, like Emerson, Lake and Palmer. They're never getting in. My two favorite rock and roll bands are never getting in: Free and Humble Pie. If I was in control of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, they would have been in decades ago. Another old favorite, Mott the Hoople, Ian Hunter for that matter. Great songwriter, should be in. What's that other band? There's some band called Television.
Yeah.
Talking about them the other day, right?
Sure.
Tom Verlaine.
Weird Al Yankovic, my high school.
And had to throw him in for Jim.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's some guilty pleasures in there. No, this is just my 52 that I would pick. There are lists that you can find on the internet of like hundreds bands that aren't in, but a lot of them seem to agree that Jethro Tull is one of the most egregious omissions.
Yeah.
I'm surprised Terry Nielsen isn't in there yet.
So am I. I wrote a letter to them about him.
Really?
Yeah, I did. And I got no response.
Yeah, that's a travesty too. Utterly brilliant.
And Brian Eno, just for the work, his production work, never.
Yeah, right. He's the production alone, and he's the innovator, right?
Yeah.
Ambient music.
Yeah. Steppenwolf had a great following in the 60s and 70s.
I got the classic introduction, those two hits, and then of course I dug deeper. They had a lot of good songs.
Yeah.
All right, so hopefully the list gets shorter in a few years. Some guy was trying to predict when some of these would get in that aren't even nominated, and he predicted that Television will get in 2027. Okay, whatever. We'll see if we live long enough. Yeah. All right, and there's some dude on YouTube, right? One of those groups. His name is Canadian Stud Muffin. I'm trying to befriend him. He's a big Sparks fan, right? He's just like, everybody got to vote for Sparks. I mean, well, they're not on the list, but you got to get Sparks in. It's his favorite band of all time.
I got to sneeze every time I hear that band's name.
Oh, really? And then there's pop groups. Pop groups, they have a harder time to get in, it seems, right? Like the Guess Who and the Grassroots.
The Sweet has some great songs.
The Sweet, they're kind of a guilty pleasure if you really think about it.
John, I have to say, since we're talking about Sweet, I was a little surprised that you considered them bubblegum.
Well, they were originally bubblegum because they were produced by that songwriting duo that made all their songs for them, and then they wanted to go heavy like Led Zeppelin. And that's what I really love about Sweet is their heavy stuff. I mean, Give Us a Wink is one of my favorite albums of all time. It's got that song on it, Cockroach, which is about as heavy as it gets.
No, You Don't is another one of their songs that's pretty heavy.
Yeah, that's from Desolation Boulevard. See, I know them up and down, backwards and forwards. Well, that's commercial, totally commercial.
Oh, it's commercial, but it's not.
It's good commercial, though.
Consider it bubblegum.
No. They were only bubblegum the first couple of years. They were big in England with all that bubblegum. They had like 11 hits, bubblegum hits.
You don't have the Archies on there.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not quite on the list. One hit wonders, right? Yeah. All right. So this episode at your leisure on YouTube. That's right. These will be up in a couple hours, and you can find music there. It's a channel on YouTube, Find Music. And of course, the links will be on Facebook in the Find Music group. You can find it there as well. You can find all the episodes that way. And I hope you'll have fun browsing through, trying to find music. Okay? And vote. Get the people you want in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I don't think there'll be voting Rick Wakeman in as an individual artist after what he did. When
did
Yes
he
got in.
What did he did?
What did he do? I don't know if you followed it at all, these ceremonies, but a few years back, Rush got in before Yes. And their guitarist, he's a funny guy. He went up there and did a speech. He said, blah, 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 like that for 3 minutes. Okay. So I guess that gave Rick Wakeman license to do what he did. He went up there and said, well, I don't have to do no speech. I'll just tell some jokes. Because he loves telling jokes. So he told dirty jokes, really dirty jokes. And so, of course, on YouTube, it's a very popular thing to hear his jokes about being an old man. He said he lost his virginity. They did a ceremony at Madison Square Garden. He said he lost his virginity about a block away from Madison Square Garden. This is where I lost my virginity, but I was alone, of course. Yeah. Jokes like that. Okay. I've gone too far.
Ricky Gervais at the Emmys or whatever it was that he did.
Yeah. So enough said.